Hi everybody, go ahead and grab your mat and let's get started on our practice today. We're actually going to start lying down, so draw yourself all the way down to the earth. And then maybe bring your knees up into your chest and just kind of let go of any of that stickiness that you may be feeling in the hips or the lower back today. And then as you allow your feet to come to the earth, walk them out about the distance of your mat. Allow your knees to softly draw together. Right hand over the belly and left hand over the heart. Start to soften your gaze or close your eyes, however you feel more comfortable. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Practice drawing the length of the exhale to match the length of the inhale. Letting go of the running around of your day. Releasing the to-dos of the afternoon. Practice being present. Each moment, each breath. Feel the breath as it moves through your body. Feel the belly rise. Notice the rib cage open. Feel the heart lift. As you exhale, start with the breath at the top and release all the way down. Drawing the navel softly towards the spine. Seeking this connection with breath so that as we progress in our time together, you carry that throughout your practice. Mindfully release the hands out and away from you. Take your thumb to the padded part of the pinky and trace the line of the pinky into the palm of the hand. And then move through each finger, one at a time, thereafter. Begin to wiggle your fingers, open and close your hands, rotate the wrists when the time is right. Reversing that when you're ready. Mindfully separate the knees and allow them to begin to draw from one side of the room to the other. Feel the awakening. Walk the feet in, heel to toe, and draw the right knee towards the chest. Think of reaching the tailbone to the foot of the mat and the shoulders drawing into the earth. Send the right leg up towards the sky as the hands draw behind the thigh and start to point and flex the right foot. Start to draw circles with the ankle when you're ready. And reverse when the time is right. Walk your hands further up the calf, drawing the leg in towards you. Releasing the right leg, flexing the right foot lightly, crossing it over the left to make the number 4. Coming into reclining pigeon as you draw your hands to the back of the left thigh, begin to draw the knees towards you. Draw the breath into those areas of tension and of tightness, allowing it to melt away. Softly releasing the left foot to the earth, and then dropping the knees over to the left, only so as far as the right sole of the foot comes to the earth and the right knee draws up to the sky. Take the right arm, draping lightly overhead. Notice your breath. Honor your body. As you release the right arm by your side, roll the sole of the left foot back to the earth, uncrossing the right foot. Both feet drop to the earth, fingertips reach to the heels, and hips lift high to the sky. From here, take the right leg, reaching out and away, holding to breathe. If you need to modify keeping the foot anchored to the earth, that's fine. Release the right foot back down, roll to the earth. Bring the left knee up into the chest. Reach the left leg up to the sky and begin to point and flex. Start to circle the ankle when you're ready. And reverse when the time is right. Take a moment, begin to walk your hands up towards your calf. Melt your shoulders to the earth. Reach your tailbone to the foot of the mat. As you start to release, flexing that left foot, coming into reclining pigeon on the other side. Release the right foot to the earth and drop both knees to the right, only so far as the sole of the left foot comes down. Point the left knee up to the sky and take the left arm, draping lightly overhead. Mindfully bring the sole of the right foot back onto the earth and uncross that left leg. Both feet anchor in, both arms reach to the foot of the mat, and hips lift high to the sky. As you're pressing your shoulders to the earth, take the left leg, engaging from center, reaching out and away. The 4 points of the right foot are connected to the earth. You're connecting beneath the ball joint of the big toe. Bend the knee and roll down to the earth. From here, both knees come up towards the chest and a little rock from side to side. Now, as we roll up here, we're going to roll several times, and then we're going to move into our squat. So if you need to modify that by rolling up and transitioning yourself over into a wide leg child's pose, completely fine. So listen to your body. Here, we're going to tuck the chin to the chest. We're going to start to rock forward and back. Take a moment and just kind of massage out the lower portion of the back for a moment. And when you're feeling good, when you feel ready, go ahead and roll all the way up, soles of the feet to the earth and right into our squat. Hands can come here into heart center. Toes are turned lightly out to the sides of our mat. And just kind of check in here, breath and body. Hands can be into heart center. Shine from the heart. Then hands to the earth, hips draw high to the sky. Turn your toes lightly to forward here. Draw your arms into the folds of the elbows and maybe a little ragdoll while you're here, rocking softly side to side. Again, checking in your body, your breath. What feels good for you today? As you release the hands to the mat, walk the feet in, one step heel, one step toe. Move your hands right above your knees as you begin to lengthen out the back of the legs. Lengthen out the spine. Think of creating length from the crown of the head to the tailbone as your hip creases are pulling to the back of the room. Anchored through the 4 points of the feet. Take a nice full cycle of breath here and then surrender. As your hands come to the earth, take the right foot, stepping to the back edge of the mat. Draw the right knee down to the earth and keep the right toes tucked or untucked. That's up to you. Check in with the left foot. The knee should be lined up here with the ankle. Gauge how your body feels before moving deeper, and when and if you're ready, reach up. Think of sinking into the hips so you have this nice lowness, but you want to make sure the knee stays tracking over the ankle here, shoulders gliding away from the ears. Nice full breath. Shine through the heart. As you bring the hand on either side of that left foot, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee, lift the tailbone up, and step back to center. From here, bring the arms back into ragdoll for a moment, side to side. Notice the language of your body. Bring your hands right above your knees as you begin to lengthen out the back of the legs again, lengthen out the spine. Nice full cycle of breath and then surrender. As you draw your hands on either side of your feet, step your left foot to the back edge of the mat, draw the left knee down, keep the back toes tucked or untucked, up to you. Check in with your right leg as your knee stacks over your ankle, and when the time is right, draw up. Shoulders gliding away from the ears, activation through the lower body, sinking nice and low. Drawing both hands down, tucking the left toes, lift the knee, lift the hips, and step back to the top edge of your mat. From here, release the arms and lengthen all the way up. Reverse swan dive to lift as your arms come up, hands meet and into heart center. Let the breath scan over you. From here, reaching both arms up to the sky, and then hands back into prayer as you bow forward, diving down to the earth. Hands moving to the front of the shins to lengthen the back of the legs, lengthen the spine, back to your forward fold. Hands reconnecting to the earth, stepping the right foot to the back edge of the mat, drawing the right knee down, tucking or untucking the toes, up to you as you reach up. This time, taking the thumb and index finger from the left hand around the right wrist, drawing you over to the left side of the room, ears between the biceps. As you come back to center, swan diving forward, hands on either side of the left foot, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. As you spike that right heel to the back of the room, take a full cycle of breath and then step the left foot back, long and strong into your plank. Find strength here from center and then knees to the earth. From here, we're going to lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head, and then round through the spine. Toes untucked, top of the feet pressing to the mat. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, rounding through. Several times here, your breath, your body. neutral space, tucking your toes under, sending your hips high to the sky. Reach the tailbone up. Nice full cycle of breath here, ears between the biceps. From here, we're going to take a crisscross walk all the way up to the top edge of the mat. One foot and then the other. Walking our feet between our hands. Then reverse swan dive to lift. Drawing all the way up to the top. Hands meet into heart center. As you reach back up, strong volcano pose, shoulders drawing away from the ears, then bowing forward, hands through center and dive to the earth. Lengthen the back of the legs, lengthen the spine, back to forward fold. Hands to the earth as you step the left foot to the back edge of the mat. Draw the left knee down, tuck or untuck the toes, up to you. Check in with the right leg when you're ready, all the way up. This time, thumb and index finger from the right hand around the left wrist, drawing you over to the right side of the room. Keep the 4 points of the right foot anchored to the earth, ears between the biceps, and back to center. As both hands come down, lift the back knee. Take a moment here and step back into your plank. Find strength from center. As the right knee comes down to the earth, move it lightly off to the side, transitioning into side plank. As you reach the left arm, think of stacking shoulder on top of shoulder here. As you bring that left hand back down to the earth, turn yourself back to center, take the left leg and sweep it over to the left. From here on the next breath, we're going to go ahead and engage that left foot and lift away from the mat. Find that center strength. One more breath here, and then release that left foot. Lift all the way up. As you release the left arm, reach the right arm towards the left foot. As you draw that right hand back to the earth, reach the left arm up and over. So moving it a little bit deeper than where we were a moment ago. Reach through the fingertips. As you draw that left arm back to forward, walk yourself to center. We're going to take the left leg back, cross it over the right, tuck the toes, and send our gaze over the right shoulder. As we move back to center, we're going to draw that left leg back in, tuck the right toes, and come back into that long and strong plank. Finding our strength from center. Then we're going to lower the left knee to the earth, move it lightly off the side of the mat, and rotate into our side plank. Starting by stacking shoulder on top of shoulder. Lifting from center. Taking that hand, we're going to go ahead and draw back through, walking to forward. We're going to lift that right leg away from the earth. Find the strength from center here. As you release that right foot back down, go ahead and draw yourself all the way up to the top, releasing the right arm, reaching the left arm over to the right. Gaze can walk up to the ceiling. Releasing the left hand, reaching the right arm up and over, ear to the bicep. As you take that right hand, releasing it back, coming back through to center, moving the left foot in, sweep the right foot over to the left, and send your gaze over the left shoulder.
you move back through to center, bringing the right leg in, releasing the right knee down, walk the knees softly back, rotate the crease of the elbows forward, and travel all the way down. Chin and chest lead the way. As your hips come to the earth, pressing the top of the feet to the mat, gently begin to draw away, elbows point to the back of the room, shoulders away from the ears, and then release. As you tuck your toes, press yourself up to your knees, and then hips go high to the sky. Into your downward facing dog. Take a moment here as you paddle it out. As you anchor the left heel to the earth, send the right leg back behind you into that three-legged dog. Be mindful that you're not rolling into the left arm as you start to grow that length through the right leg. Maybe bend the knee so you start to open the hip, but again, be thoughtful because you don't want to just roll over into that left shoulder. Keep yourself nice and squared here. One more full cycle of breath here. Then extend that right leg and step it all the way forward. Now that doesn't always make it between our hands, so if you found that you went to step forward and you're back here, then place your left knee down and move your right foot forward, okay? So we're gonna come here for a moment, start to walk our gaze lightly forward, and then when the time is right, we're gonna draw all the way up. If you need to modify by keeping the back knee down, you're more than welcome to. From here, we're gonna take our left heel and turn it into the earth and reach from one side of our mat to the other. We're gonna be mindful that that right knee continues to kind of draw out towards the fourth toe. The tailbone is tucked under and the back foot is cut into a 90 here. Nice full cycle of breath here. Then we're going to take the left arm and sweep it back to forward. Now as we bring our hands to the earth, we're going to take that right leg and lengthen it as we lift the left. So here we're going to move our fingertips to the top edges of the mat. If you want to play with this, option one is to stay right here. This may be enough for your body today. Some of you may want to work on strengthening the feet and ankles a little bit more and practice lifting that right heel away from the earth. That's completely fine. Then as you lower that right heel, we're going to move the right hand lightly in front of us. We're going to turn our left toes to the left and take the left arm and begin to reach up. Again, stacking shoulder on top of shoulder. Those of you who use blocks, this is a great time to use a block under your right hand here. Whoops, maybe you're like me and you're kind of wibble wobbly today. It happens. Not about being perfect. Progress over perfection. Sorry, talking never helps that. When you're ready, mindfully release the left hand, release the left foot as you walk your hands onto your mat. Step your right foot back. It always goes better when you're not talking and on camera. So as you come to your knees, go ahead, or your big toes lower to your knees, chin and chest lead the way as you come to the earth, and then grow into whatever cobra or up dog makes your body happy today. Tuck your toes, send your hips high to the sky. As you send the left leg back behind you, nice and strong here. Start to bend the left knee as you start to play with opening that hip. Make sure that the underside of the left arm is pointing to your mat. As you take that left foot, stepping all the way forward between your hands, when the time is right, draw up to the top. If you need to modify by keeping your back knee to the earth, you're more than welcome to. Take your right heel, turning it in as you draw into that strong warrior two. As you stack your left knee over the ankle. Back leg long and strong. Remember to lift the kneecap, anchor through the pinky toe side of the foot. Shoulders rolling down and away from the ears. As you take your hands and cartwheel them back to the earth, take your right heel, turn your right toes forward as you send your weight into your left leg, reaching that right leg up. Option one is just to kind of hang out here. Notice the 4 points of the feet, find that connection, and then option two would be to start kind of lifting that heel as you practice strengthening through the ankles and the feet. As you release the heel back down, move the left hand in front of the left foot. Again, great time to use a block. As you come up, you're going to take that right hand. You can bring it to the hip as you start to open your hip slightly over. Oh, that was a great save there. And then you can reach up if you'd like. One more breath wherever you are. And then release the right hand, release the right foot, step the left foot back, long and strong, rolling to your toes, to your knees. And if you choose not to lower to your knees, a long line is beautiful, chin and chest, and up into whatever cobra or up dog makes your body happy today. Tucking your toes, sending your hips high to the sky. Nice breath here. Pedaling it out. From here, your crisscross walk all the way up to the top edge of your mat. As you draw to the top, release your arms and reverse swan dive to lift. Hands meet, drawing in to heart center. Taking a nice wide stance on your mat, turning your toes to either side of your mat, and then reaching out nice and long, nice and strong. From here, we're going to draw the tailbone down to the earth, arms into strong goalpost, palm of the hands come together, and then we're going to grow tall. Reaching out and away, then sinking nice and low, hands through to center, and growing tall. Let's do two more like this. Find that connection with your breath and the movement. From here, turn your toes forward, release your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, knuckles to the earth, heart to the sky. From here, soften the knees as you bow, taking the crown of the head down to the ground and the knuckles to the sky. Release your hands down and then all the way to the earth. So you can have your hands here resting beneath your ears, elbows pointing to the wall behind you. Some of you will like to reach out, peace sign fingers around the big toes. Some of you will just like to kind of reach through, palms up. It's really yogi's choice here, what feels best for you and for your body. One more cycle of breath here. Then sliding your hands beneath your ears, go ahead and lift. Turn your right toes to the top edge of your mat as you begin to walk yourself over. Plant your right hand on the inside and then take that left arm like you're grabbing a bow and reach up to the sky. Keep the left foot anchored to the earth. Release that left hand as you begin to walk forward. Turn your right toes back to that edge of the mat and turn your left toes to the top edge as you move your left hand on the inside. Take that right hand as though grabbing a bow and reach up. As you release the right hand, come back through to center. Take a moment, thumbs come to the hip creases and lift through the heart. Take your hands lightly to the lower back, press softly forward, elbows together, shine through the heart. where we think, I am strong. Whatever your I am is today. From here, release the arms and walk the feet in heel to toe. Good. Go ahead and travel your way back up to the top edge of your mat. We're going to start working our way down. So strong volcano pose. Feel that strength. Let's swan dive it forward now, all the way. Hands down onto the mat. Both feet go back. From here, knees go down. Untuck your toes and sit back into your child's pose. Remember your connection to breath and what it brought you into today. As you slide your hands beneath your shoulders and press the earth away, lift the hips lightly, drawing the legs off to the side. As you come onto your mat, go ahead and send your right leg forward. Take the sole of your left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Right toes up to the sky as you begin to walk forward. Remember, it's not about touching your toes. Sometimes we get lost in that, right? We want to go to the next space or find the next challenge, and really it's just about finding that connection with your body and what's best for you today. We're not looking to push into points of pain. We're looking to honor our bodies and what's best for them in the moment, and maybe reaching our toes isn't what's best for us. So if it's not, we don't do it. As we come back through to center, we're going to take that left leg now and stamp it on the outside of the right leg, hugging with the right arm, bringing the left hand behind us as we sit up nice and tall, starting to walk our gaze over the left shoulder. Take the right hand if it feels good and extend the left leg across, but be mindful, our tendency here is we start to kind of roll backwards, so make sure you're staying plugged in through the sit bones. If you'd like to reach the left arm out, you're welcome to, but if you found that you rolled backwards to do so, then just skip that and keep it as that kind of second spine acting as your length and strength here. As you soften that left knee, bringing the left foot in, bring the right leg in and send that left leg out and away from you, over to the left side of the room. Start to adjust the top of your right foot so that it comes to the top of your mat and find your lift. Bring your left hand next to your hip and slide your right hand to the outer edge of your left leg. Again, honor where you are. If that means you're here today focusing on this length through the torso, then that's where you should be. As you start to come back to forward, take that right hand, moving it out and away from the right hip. Turn your left toes forward and then lift your hips, reaching up and over to the right again. So very similar to where we were earlier. You feel that beautiful side body stretch, just growing it a little bit deeper now. Releasing back down to the earth. This time sending the left leg forward and the right foot comes down. As the left toes draw up and we start to walk ourselves forward. Connect to your breath. Mindfully start to draw back up. Take that right leg crossing over the left. Bring the 4 points of the foot to the earth as you hug the arm. Move the right hand behind you and gaze over the shoulder. left hand to the outer edge of the right foot. Extend the leg across the body. Again, be mindful if you're starting to roll into your sit bones. Make sure you're plugging into the earth. If you'd like to reach out and away, you're welcome to. Start to move back into center, bringing the left leg in, sending the right leg over to the right. Put the right hand next to the hip and then slide the left hand on the outside of the right leg. Begin to mindfully draw up. Take your left hand out and away from your left hip. Turn your right toes forward and sweep, pressing the hips. Reach through the fingertips. Nice and strong in that left arm so you're not collapsing into the shoulder, and lower. Good. Both legs go out this time. So find your space. It'll be different every day. It's okay. No competition, no comparisons. We're just gonna start walking forward. And once you start to draw into your space, you're just gonna stop and breathe. Kind of check in, let the breath move over the body. If you're starting to have any chatter go on in the thoughts, start to slow that down. And then maybe after a few breaths, you wanna walk a little bit further forward. Go for it. If you're not and your body's telling you this is where I need to be, then you are to honor that. Start to scan your body. Notice, are you holding in the shoulders? If you are, try to soften that away. If after a few breaths you want to move further forward, you're welcome to. Again, no race. No competition, no comparisons. Mindfully begin to draw yourself back in. Softly bring both legs in. And let's go all the way back down to our mat. As we draw down, nice and controlled. Take a moment, slide your feet out and away, arms overhead. Big stretch. Then hugging both knees up to the chest. Little rock. Take the feet up, the legs up to the sky. Flex your feet here. Reach your arms up and just rotate the ankles. Rotate the wrists. Reverse that when you're ready. So if you want to stay here, drawing your arms long by your side, shoulders into the earth, you're welcome to be here. Those of you who want to practice plow or shoulder stand are welcome to. If you are practicing deeper, go ahead and return back to this waterfall space. And then as you bend your knees, grab on either from the instep or from the outer edge, sinking your knees off the side of the body for your happy baby. Reaching your tailbone to the foot of the mat.
gentle movement or stillness here is up to you. As the feet release back to the earth, sliding the right leg out and away, sliding the left leg out and away. As the arms release by our side and palms turn upwards, allowing the breath to move through you. Drawing you into a place of peace. I am where nothing else exists outside of you and your breath. Time is right for you. Begin to draw soft, gentle movements into your fingers and into your toes. Begin to grow larger and more mindful movements into your hands and feet. Sliding the soles of the feet to the earth to re-ground you when you're ready. Maybe a soft rock here from side to side. As you turn onto your side and press the earth away, returning yourself to a seated space. As you reach up, come through to center.